Hello, and welcome to another edition of Tech Tuesday presented by Delta Media Group, where we know that the best flowers come from Chang's down on Skid Row. So, today we are going to take a look at adding market data, or really market statistics, onto custom pages through the DeltaNet. The idea here is that really this is just a piece of the larger act of creating like a custom market page or market landing page. So we'll go in specifically look at adding that feature and then get an idea what these pages can look like. So first of all, to create a custom page, I'm going to go down to website, and there's a link under there for pages. Now you can see I'm in DeltaNet 6, so I could also get there by just typing page up here at the top, and you can see website pages is one of my results, so I can use the quick actions to get there. Or in DeltaNet 5, I would click on website, and then one of the options would be pages there as well. Or you may even have a tile that leads there, so if you just click on website and find your way to the website dashboard, you may have an add page tile on here too. That'll take you straight to that add page interface. So, however you get there, and I'll just go to website and pages since that's going to be pretty universal from one version to the next. That takes you here to the custom page creation page. So this is where you edit and add in new custom website pages. Now, depending on what platform you're on, you may or may not have this agent navigation menu section up here at the top. Odds are your navigation menu is actually down at the bottom, and that's how you can view and control the navigation, but that's not the piece that we're looking at today. So today, we are going to look to the current pages column or section, and you can see one of the buttons we have there is New Page. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that to start a new page. Now keep in mind you can add these sections to existing custom pages as well, so I wouldn't have had to create a new one. I could have clicked on one of my existing custom pages, and it would have opened up the same editor, it just would be filled up with the content from that custom page. So, now that I find myself here, we have the custom tab selected because we are making a custom page. We have other videos where we go over the predefined pages, external link pages, and the actual market landing pages that our system builds. But for now we're just looking at custom pages. And as we scroll down a bit, you can see we have a few different options here. You can add a contact form to these pages, so you would select that. In this case, we're going to make it a standard page for page type. This is just a regular internal content page on your website, though you do have the option of creating one with no navigation, which is kind of like a partial squeeze page, or a complete squeeze page, which means that you would have no content whatsoever. So it's just a completely blank slate, and you define the content using this WYSIWYG editor completely from scratch with no website template or anything. So in this case, we're going standard page. And now down here in the editor, this is where we'll add in our market stats. So to add them, they're added in through the custom variable system. And you can add a number of things with that. To see what they are, you just click this icon here and you can see a menu opens up that shows you all the different custom variables you can add in. Now, whatever variable I add in will go wherever my cursor is on this page. So if you have a lot of other content on this page, that's something that you want to be mindful of because that's where this kind of custom widget or section is going to show up. So if I wanted to create a page for, let's say, Canton, Ohio. So I'm going to type in Canton, Ohio, market information. There we go. And I'll make that text a little bigger because that makes sense, right? I move my cursor down a couple lines, and now this is where I'm going to insert my market stats. So I'll just click up here, and we're going to go down to market activity. And that opens up this interface where I can define some information about my market. So we're going to say you can basically label different market activity stats, and that's kind of where this platform is special. So it doesn't just insert separate sections, but actually allows you to select from different market activity stat sections. And I'll show you what I mean there. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to label this section. So I'll say Canton monthly stats. And we'll leave the time range on 1 month, but you see I have options to go with week or last 12 months if I want to do a whole year's worth of stats. So we're just going to go with month for this one. And the state, that is Ohio, so we're just going to select that. The type, we're going to define our market by city, though I could also do it by county or zip code if I wanted to. In this case, I'm just going to type out the city of Canton. So we're going to go down here, and you can see the example here. If the city is selected above, then Canton would be entered here for Canton, Ohio. So I'm just following the example right along. So there we are, selected city, typed in Canton as the name of the city. And then the property category, I'm interested in residential for these stats, so I'm going to keep residential selected there. And we'll just put a footer message here so that we can see how that shows up. And now create. So there we go, we've created our market stats. So now I'm going to go down here, and like any other custom page, we're going to give it a link title, Canton Market Stats. And as I click down here, the page title actually fills in automatically from the link title, just to save me a little time. I can choose a Facebook share image for this page if I want to. Again, like any other custom page, this would be if I share this page on social media, whatever image I defined here is the image that the page will basically request that Facebook attach to the posting. So you know how a picture always shows up whenever you link a page on Facebook. Basically, it tries to scrape a picture off that page just to make the link look better. That's what this is for. So right now, this page essentially has no images on it. So if I don't define something here, Facebook is going to guess what image to use, and who knows what it'll come up with. Maybe a listing image, maybe a picture of your face. It's hard to tell. So that's why it's a good idea to tell it what image you want it to share for this page. And then for page URL, you can set a custom URL here. I'll go ahead and set one. I'll just put in / and we'll say Canton, Ohio Market Stats. There we go. And you put the / here. What the page URL is looking for is what goes in after the domain that gets you to this page. So in this case, it'll be dmgdemo.com followed by whatever's here, and we need that to be / and then whatever the name or the text for the page URL should be. So there we go. So now that that's set up, I'm going to submit. That's going to save my custom page here. There we go. And now you can see that here's where my page is, and I'm going to go ahead and click this button to link to it. It opens a new tab up for my own convenience sake, and then here we have our market stats. Now the beauty of this is you can create a full market landing page with this, so you can go through this and you can intermingle this with other information and other content. So I just put the title up here at the top, and then it dropped my stats section in below that. So you can see one stat, Canton monthly stats is how it's labeled. So let's expand this page a bit. So I'm going to go back into the editor here. So here's my market stats. I'm going to knock my cursor down one more so we put in more below that, and I'm going to add another market activity section. And I'm going to call this one Canton last 12 months. And we'll say last 12 months. We're still in Ohio, or Canton's still in Ohio. I guess that's the more important thing here. So I'm filling this out exactly the same way, only I'm looking at a different time range, and I gave it a different name here. And I'll leave out the footer label this time. And we'll create that one. And then we'll create one more section. Again, market activity. And we're going to label this one Canton weekly stats. And set our time range to just the last week. And again, that's going to be not North Dakota, Ohio, city, Canton. And create. So there we are. So now we've added two more sections below that. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. So back down to the bottom and submit. So that saves my page. Now we'll go back over here and refresh. And now when this page reloads, in addition to just this single market stats section that I had here, it actually has all three. So right now it's looking at May 2020 all. Instead of displaying what I typed in as kind of the label for that section at the top, it's just showing, based on the information it's showing. What I typed in actually went into this menu. So you can see Canton monthly stats, Canton last 12 months, and Canton weekly stats. I don't love the order of those, but we'll get back to that. But if I select monthly, well, there's my monthly stats. Last 12 months, Canton last 12 months. So there you go. And you can even intermingle, the different markets and things. So if you wanted to have a page where you just had all of the different market stats selectable here at the top, you could do that. So it gives you a lot of freedom and a lot of ability to decide what market stats you want to show. So there we go, and all is just everything. So there you have it. That is how you set the market stats section up. Now, to show you kind of how you can intermingle this, so I could put together a page that has my title up there at the top, and we'll go back over here to our editor. Now below that, I'm going to put in Canton is a great place to live. There's a low cost of living, and I heard from someone that there is a Professional Football Hall of Fame here. There we go. And now, like I said, I didn't really like the order of these, so we'll go ahead and go, let's go largest to smallest. So I'm just going to take this monthly one, or the 12 months one, and I'm going to cut it from there and paste it in here, so we'll just move it up one. There we go. And now below that, I'll go ahead and add in a property search results section too, just to really build this page out. So I'm going back to custom variables, and an additional variable is search results. So we'll click on that. We have a full property search results section. We want to default that to Canton because that's what we're looking at. In this case, I'll just type in Canton. It'll give me the auto-completer. So we'll select Canton under city. We only want to look at active listings, and we'll just say active residential by default. And I have all the other criteria if I wanted to narrow this down further by price range, anything like that. So I do have a lot of options for building out these pages if I wanted to change some things there. And insert search results, so we can see it drop that in there. And now we're just going to go back down and submit. There we are. Let's reload our page and see what we've got. So you can kind of see how customizable this is and how much information you can add to these things if you really wanted to build out like a full featured market page. So we have up here our market name, just a page heading, a market description. We have all of our sections. You can see reordered. So there's 12 months, monthly sales and weekly sales, or monthly stats and weekly stats rather. So we have those marked out. And then as we move our way down, now we have a search results section here as well that loads out a bunch of the listings, and this is a full featured search results section, so I can narrow these by price or whatever other criteria available here that I want to. So you can see how you can really quickly intermingle some of these different features to build out a really solid market specific page, to kind of build out that market specific content on your website and really give your customers an easy way or a place that they can easily go to see all this kind of information. And actually you can come to see this kind of information pretty easily as well if you wanted to just look over the market stats. So there you have it. That is how you can build out custom market stats or add custom market stats to a custom page in the DeltaNet. And that's also kind of gives you a taste of how you can go out and build really custom market pages in their entirety. So there you have it. Thanks a lot for joining me this week. As always, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please reach out to support@deltagroup.com or give us a call and we can walk you through whatever you need. Thanks a lot for joining me, and I will see you again next week.